This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Businessman shot and injured in Mandeville. A businessman was shot and injured while driving along the Bromella Road in Mandeville, Manchester, yesterday afternoon. According to the police, at approximately 4 p.m., the man was driving in the vicinity of Bromella Gardens when gunmen drove up and fired several shots on the vehicle, hitting him. The injured man was able to drive himself to the hospital, where he was admitted, the police report. Loss from Portland guest house fire estimated to be millions. Loss from Sunday night's fire that destroyed a 17-bedroom guest house on Titchfield Hill in Port Antonio, Portland, is estimated to be in the millions. It is not yet known if the building was insured. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. The incident has displaced the guest. 67-year-old caretaker at Clifford's Guest House, formerly Scotia Guest House, George Bermuda Star Brown, told the news team that he was in a room when he heard a woman crying out and he rushed to render assistance. Brown said he discovered that the property was on fire. So me fly the door, and by the time me run round and say, me I go try save something, the whole place was covered by fire. Everything happened so fast, and me did I try to grab a pants and a shirt, but me just couldn't reach them. Everything me own burn up, he said. All 17 bedrooms just burn out, and all the furniture them just burn up so. Me can't believe that this happened, and right now me feel like me I go have a heart attack, Brown added. According to Brown, hours before the fire, 4 persons had checked in, with 2 of them leaving the property to attend a Mother's Day function in Port Antonio. The fire started shortly after 9 p.m. 2 fire units from Port Antonio responded, and upon arrival it was discovered that the building, which is part wood and part concrete, was engulfed. Reinforcement was called in, with a unit from Buff Bay joining the operation. It took almost 2 hours to extinguish the flames, which was followed by a cooling down operation. More remains found at a demolition site in St. Thomas. More skeleton remains have been discovered at the demolition site in Mandeville, St. Thomas. The discovery was made by crew members employed to the St. Thomas Municipal Corporation, which is leading the demolition exercise. The activity, which was halted on Sunday following the initial discovery of bones and at least 3 skulls in a section of the building, resumed on Monday morning. However, following the destruction of another room on the building, workmen reportedly came upon another box of remains. The police have been notified of the additional find. Reports are that the remains were discovered sometime after 9 o'clock Sunday morning during the demolition exercise, which is a part of a drive by the municipal corporation to knock down older buildings. According to police reports, 1 set of remains was found in a coffin inside the building, and 2 other skulls were found elsewhere in the dilapidated structure, which is located across from the Mandeville police station. The structure is said to have once served as a lodge building. 13 left homeless following arson attack in Rockfort. Several families in Rockfort in Kingston have been displaced following an arson attack on Monday morning. It is reported that heavily armed men launched the attack about 3:45 a.m. The news understands that a total of 13 persons from 4 different families have been affected. A total of 10 rooms were destroyed in the fire. The police are investigating. 2 charged with robbing man of $89,000. 2 men who allegedly tied up a man and robbed him of $89,000 at his home in Aberdeen District, Brownstown, St. Anne on Sunday have been charged with robbery with aggravation. Charged are 27-year-old Warren Lewis and 37-year-old Peter Bromwell, both of a Portmore St. Catherine address. It is alleged that about 2:30 p.m., a man was at his home when he saw Lewis and Bromwell alight from a Toyota Probox motorcar before attacking him armed with knives. They reportedly took the man inside his house, where they tied his hands and feet and robbed him of cash and cologne. The accused were later identified, taken into custody, and charged after an identification parade. Ex-Haitian senator extradited to U.S. over president's killing. a former Haitian senator, appeared before a judge in Miami Monday after being extradited from Jamaica for his alleged role in the July killing of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse. Joseph Joel John, 51, is accused of conspiring to commit a murder or kidnapping outside the United States and providing material support to a commando operation against the Haitian president, the U.S. Attorney's Office said. John will be the third person tried in Miami in the case of Moïse, who was assassinated on July 7 at the presidential palace in Port-au-Prince. The U.S. justice system says it has jurisdiction in this case, arguing that a part of the plan to kill the president was allegedly hatched in Florida. The other two suspects detained in the United States are Mario Palacios, a retired Colombian military officer, and Rudolph Jar, a Haitian-Chilean businessman. Both have been imprisoned in Miami since January after being extradited from Panama and the Dominican Republic, respectively. Last month, Palacios, 43, pleaded not guilty. Jar, 49, has yet to appear in court for his arraignment. If the three arrested suspects are found guilty, they face a maximum sentence of life in prison. Palacios is accused of being one of 26 Colombian mercenaries who allegedly took part in the murder of Moïse at his home in Port-au-Prince. His wife, Martine, was also shot and wounded. The mastermind or masterminds of the assassination remain a mystery. It deepened an already dramatic crisis in destitute Haiti, which is suffering from a lack of security, soaring gang violence, and rampant kidnappings. Police 119 emergency number down. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is currently experiencing glitches with its 119 emergency number. As a result, the Constabulary's Corporate Communications Unit said some callers may experience dropped calls. The CCU said it is working with the service provider to have the situation rectified as soon as possible. In the meantime, individuals experiencing difficulties with the 119 number may use 876-927-7778 as an alternative. Labor Ministry not associated with LAD services. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security has disassociated itself from an advertisement placed by LAD Services of Grand Cayman seeking to recruit individuals for overseas employment. Noting that the entity is not licensed under the ministry, it reminded members of the public to exercise extreme caution in avoiding job scams and to check the backgrounds of recruiters before paying over funds or providing personal information. A list of licensed employment agencies can be accessed via the ministry's website at www.mlss.gov.jm. The public is also being encouraged to contact the ministry's employment agencies unit at 876-922-9500 to report suspicious advertisements. Ritical escapes a serious injury following motor vehicle crash. Dancehall artist Ritical escaped a serious injury following a car crash on the weekend. The artist, born Rohan McFarlane, was returning from a performance at a Mushet High School in Trelawney when the vehicle in which he was traveling overturned on the north-south leg of Highway 2000. According to reports, the driver of the Toyota Axio, in which the artist was traveling, swerved to avoid a collision when he lost the control of the vehicle. The men escaped serious injuries. The 25-year-old entertainer was freed of firearm charges in February and has since made adjustments to the content of his music to focus on inspirational topics. Deadly nightclub bus stop, 2 shot, 1 fatally. 2 people were shot, 1 fatally, after a fight allegedly erupted inside a nightclub in Stewarttown, St. Mary on Sunday. The deceased is 27-year-old Jermaine Barrington of Stewarttown. A woman is also in hospital after being shot during the incident. The Oracabessa police reported that about 1:40 a.m., Barrington and the woman were among patrons at the club when a fight broke out inside the venue. A man allegedly pulled a firearm and opened gunfire, hitting Barrington and the woman. They were rushed to the hospital, where Barrington was pronounced dead. The police are currently following several leads in pursuit of the suspected shooter. Since the start of the year, a total of 18 people have been killed in St. Mary. 24-year-old teacher charged with buggery. The St. Anne police have confirmed that the male teacher, who was arrested last week on allegations of sexual misconduct against one of his 15-year-old male students, has been charged. The 24-year-old business education teacher has been charged by the St. Anne CIB with 1 count of buggery, indecent assault, and grievous sexual assault, and is to appear in the St. Anne Parish Court to answer to the charges. Both accused and the victim are attached to a prominent high school in St. Anne. The police went to the school last week, Thursday, and took the teacher into custody following complaints by the student. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.